Hello, my friends. Welcome to Life Theories and a chat with Jay and Cortez, but obviously a chat with me today. Cortez is, you know, he's Batman. He's fighting the Joker or the Penguin or whatever he's doing. But let's say a big shout out to my friends Diana and Sarah from Life Theories, because we have a wonderful lady from Nigeria. I can't believe I'm talking to someone in Nigeria about our journeys. I'd like to welcome Mildred. She's a spiritual counselor and she works with a lot of people who obviously have had spiritual and emotional, I guess, issues and I guess breakdowns, if you want to put it that way, or spiritual awakenings, as I like to say. She's a wonderful lady. She contacted me through email. She wants to get to know all the guys on here on Life Theories. And Mildred, welcome to our show.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here today. Thank you so much.
Fantastic. No, thank you for reaching out. Now, well, you know how this works. It's basically a talk about where you are with regards to spirituality and where you're at in your life. Do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself? Tell our viewers and all our friends around the world, mind you, who you are and what you do and how you are helping people and even how you've helped yourself. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, so I am a spiritual counselor. I like to say spiritual emotional counselor because,
Awesome.
you know, I'm passionate about clear inner space, people having a clear inner space. Because for about a decade of my life, right? And a decade of my very young life, by the way. So not even, we're talking about from the ages of, I would say 8 to 18. It was a constant struggle internally for me, right? Because of the environment that I grew up in, right? So basically, my needs were met. So it wasn't, I didn't have any struggles like that on the physical level. But emotionally, the family I grew up in, all of that, you feel that family are supposed to be like your biggest support system. And, you know, there's all that, you know, love and togetherness where family is concerned. But I did not grow up in that kind of environment. So I struggled with a lot of wounding because of that environment, right? And
Okay.
you know, every day it was a question in my very young mind, right, that there has to be more to this than just suffering through it. There has to be more to life as we experience it than just to suffer. Right? Especially on the internal plane.
Could I ask you, did you feel like I know I did you feel a bit like the black sheep of the family type thing? Did you feel like misunderstood, or you just didn't connect, or anything like that? Yeah. Till today, still even with, you know, my spiritual awakening and all of that. Because where I come from is deeply religious, right? Okay,
it's a deeply religious society, so it's not, spirituality isn't something that is so widespread. Trying to get people to see that, hey, religion is a part of spirituality. Religion, you know, it appears in spirituality, right? It's completely out of the question where I'm from. So till today, that whole black sheep persona still follows me. Yes. So that was like the beginning of my journey, and you know, I went from being deeply religious to being agnostic to being atheist. You know, at one point in my life, I doubted the existence of the divine, because I was like, you know, there can't be a God and he allows, you know, suffering like this to happen, whether on an external scale or an internal scale.
So you're looking at emotional,
So,
looking at more emotional needs, and like
yes,
as
exactly.
human beings,
Exactly.
as human beings, we
And
need that emotional contact, don't we?
there's also these ideas that, which is true. The divine is loving, is kind. If you follow God, then you should. But I wasn't happy at all. Every day felt like a drag. And then I stumbled upon a teacher online. I went through intern, right? I don't want to really like go too deep into like the whole twin flame stuff, but I did
Okay.
go on a twin flame journey, and I met a teacher who showed me that the crux of the matter is really your spiritual awakening. And that was the first time ever that I was coming across anything about like spiritual or spirituality. And it resonated so much. And I started my Zen practice, and I just followed my intuition. Really, I followed my intuition every step of the way, and it led me to a point where I started realizing like people were coming to me on online space for I felt I wasn't that much different. I was just doing my spiritual journey. I was just meditating and talking to God and trying to heal the multiple anxiety, depression, PTSD, and also where I'm from, mental health isn't taken as seriously as physical health as well. So there was also that struggle of not really having anybody to talk to. So in healing myself, I started finding that people who were struggling with the things I was struggling with were coming to me. They were gravitating towards me, and they always sharing what they're feeling with me, and I was always happy to share that. Wait a minute, if you can disidentify this suffering that you're going through is egoic in nature. And then I found myself explaining to people, this is you're not the mind, right? Not the conditioned mind of society. When you're struggling with your emotions, Source is trying to tell you something. Source is trying to awaken you from that form situation, that physical situation that may be causing so many, difficult emotions within you. So, and people were actually starting to feel, better with the practices and the teachings that I was sharing with them. And I was like, wow. And before this point, I had no idea what I had no idea what value I could add to the world. I had no idea whatsoever. I was just a wreck, an emotional wreck, just a simple girl just walking down the street having no idea. So it's really been an amazing journey for me, and that was how slowly I started coming into clarity of what I was and what I'm actually supposed to be doing for people in the world.
Fantastic.
So that's a little bit about.
Oh, look, I think all our viewers, especially the guys from Life Theories, will be able to resonate with what you're saying. I think we've all been misunderstood, and we've all understood that we are different on different levels. I mean, I'm 48 this year, and I really thought I guess I've been on a sort of the journey until I had the breakdown 3 years ago and excuse the language, lost it. And I can see exactly what you're talking about. There's a lot of resonance in what you're saying to what we have all gone through and what your stuff you see on Life Theories when we do talk. A little bit about your practice. You say that you really work on people's emotions. Are you chakra based? Are you emotional based? Are you aura based? Do you mix it up, or do you have a base theory, or do you do you get your I'll just one more I want to ask you, and then you can go for your life. Connecting to the universe. I always ask people how they connect. So how they connect with and they resonate with this white light. I call us white lighters, with this power that we have and however we want to distribute it.
Yes. Okay. So with my practice, I am very, very hands-on, I go with actually what the client needs, right? So it all depends. Sometimes it's just a conversation that they're needing, and that's it. Sometimes, I'm it's not me doing like more chakra work or anything. I prefer teaching people how to do it themselves, right? So if it is, I just go on what the client needs. If they're needing to learn how to pray, that's the thing. People don't know how to pray or how to connect with the divine. I will teach them that. Right?
Okay.
They need to, do a particular, if maybe, for instance, it's their confidence that's lacking, I guide them to, opening up their solar plexus, and in so doing, getting more confident and more clear in they're supposed to be going. So I really go with the client. And I go in with my intuition based on what they need. I don't believe in a one-size-fits-all kind of approach, right? Or to give people. I just go with what the client is presenting to me at any given moment in time.
Do you consider yourself a bit of a life coach? Because I mean, there's a lot of people going into that, and I had this discussion with Diana and Sarah, and looks like you're doing the same thing, that you're feeling what you're doing, and Cortez is the same. We're feeling what we're doing. We've lived it. Let's be honest, we've lived it. You don't need to sit in a classroom for what we've gone through. We can actually live it and actually we get with the skills we've got. I mean, obviously I do massage, holistic healing, Reiki and all those. We can, and obviously going through with what I do with the journey of a white feather, with the regards to the poetry and all those kind of things. As you said, we've got these modalities that we're good at, and we're giving it to people. We're coaching them on, I call it the Bat Belter gifts. Batman, I'm a superhero freak. But we've got a gift, and we go, right, like you picked out something, you might need Reiki, you might need just a chat, you need to do this. That's awesome. That's really good.
Yes. Because I feel that, many people resonate with different. I feel like, in any given moment in time, a person's needs might be different, right? They might need a teaching, they might need a chakra meditation, they might need just a conversation, they might just need, a listening ear. And that could, in any situation, a listening, or in a particular situation, a listening ear might be more healing than, a chakra cleansing.
That's awesome. So, I was just saying, like, you get all these things, you get all these people want to do like courses, which is cool. I mean, there's neuro-linguistic programming. We've all done that, but for what we've gone through life, we really understand how it is to feel the raw emotion. People can say, oh, this is the emotion you feel, but we can actually, you and me can go, and all of our little crew can go, I've been there, I know where it's at, and I can tell you exactly where you're at, so you can really understand that you're not alone in this.
Yes, exactly. That's just it. And I really love the hands-on approach as well. They say don't mix, be a professional, but I also believe that being a friend, to my clients is also something top-notch that I can give them, right? So you say friend, so you're saying your personal friendship as well, yeah? Yes, I value that a lot.
Let's talk about vibration then. Well, how good your vibration? I mean, I believe that as well. How good your vibration when you're friendly with someone as well, and the respect is there. Like, we live in a financial world, obviously, and people will repay us with our gift with a bit of, but the respect is there. You know what I mean?
Yes, the respect, the rapport, those are, those are very important for me. First and foremost, there has to be that connection. There has to be that empathizing of, yes, I understand where you're at. Yes, I am willing to help you wholeheartedly before the client, counselor relationship even starts to develop.
Oh, it's just one of those things where we actually, I guess that's why we started Life Theories as well, with all of us doing what we're doing. We're all different modalities, and you'll find when you see, obviously you've seen all our videos, you see Diana and I are like two firecrackers. Cortez is like this, I don't know how to describe him. He's like Batman. It's not really. But then you got little Mother Earth in Sarah. to try and keep the kids at bay, and just try and keep us under control, keep us grounded. So it's very interesting you say that, and it looks like that way you have gone, you'd be a wonderful person. Can I ask a bit about your country? Is it, obviously you said it's very deeply religious in that way. Is it,
Yes.
have you found that to be difficult in some ways, or have you found that to be
Yes.
enhancing in some ways now that you're in your purpose?
I find that I can use it to my advantage, right? However, I work to show people, especially people that take religion on in such a way that it actually produces more negative emotions, such as guilt. Guilt is a very big one that people struggle with.
Oof, don't we all?
There's all these rules. Exactly, there's all these rules with religion, and they break a rule in quotes, and they struggle with this guilt for years and years and years. So I find that I can use it to my advantage. I was born Pentecostal Christian. I don't necessarily subscribe to any particular religion now, but I still find a lot of truth in the Bible. It's what I study the most, obviously. So I use it to my advantage a lot.
Okay.
When someone is not open to the words like the universe or source energy or soul or spirit, I can say God and they resonate with that. Really, it's just a label, but to them, it carries power, and that is the power that I want to capitalize on for them to be able to utilize it.
Yeah,
so I
great.
say I don't mind, right? I don't mind using terms like Jehovah and stuff like that is Christian based, or even if I'm working with a Muslim, I use their own language as well. It's not that big of a deal. But with people who are very rigid, right? There are people that are so rigid in their religion. If you even call God something else apart from God, it's a huge problem, right?
Well, that's very respectful. That's very respectful in that way. I mean, we've got to sort of work out that everyone's got their own journey, haven't they? Like we
exactly.
We got our own journeys. We use it like we resonate with these things. But when you resonate, my belief is you resonate with them, you get your vibration up, and you actually gain that rapport and saying, I respect you, and this is the way the world should be.
Yes.
You respect you for what it is and where you're at.
I find that I'm able to connect with people, especially people that have an opening in them, people that are ready to actually heal, right? They are, they're not thrown off by my use of source energy, so that they are not thrown off by the use of words. I just focus and say, yes, Jehovah, use the words like Jehovah, use the words like God, words that are used so that it resonates with them more, right?
Yep.
So it all depends on who I'm working with, really. It all depends. And it doesn't matter whether, they resonate or not. If they don't, I just know that source has them, first of all, right? The universe has that person more than I do. And that's where they are at in their journey, right? It's like you don't force a newborn to start eating solid foods immediately they're born, right? You let them actually naturally mature, come to the exactly. So it's the same thing. It's the same thing.
Oh, that's fantastic. It's very interesting that coming from a different, obviously we know different cultures. Obviously Australia, where they think kangaroos jump in our backyard, which they do in my place. It's a long story though. But we've got a totally different aspect here. We've had on Joy from Colombia, if I'm correct. If Cortez will get me after this if I haven't got it right.
Wow.
But we've gone around and looking at different cultures, because when we've been doing this has been really good for us to actually see what's happening in other countries. It's amazing.
Because and what I feel that gives evidence of? It gives evidence of the unconditional love of source energy, because race is just a part of form, right? Gender is just a part of form. Wherever you are in this beautiful planet is just a part of form, and source is trying to show us that I am still one that is feeling each and every single human on this earth. Yes. I'm still the one that is their divine provider, divine protector, and all of that.
Yes.
No matter what they look like, no matter what they sound like, no matter where they are in the world, it's still me. You know, I'm still, you know, in charge of just it's just amazing. It's just amazing.
It's an amazing feeling when you get into this stuff. That's where I want to go with next. Now, obviously, you joined the full-time purpose group with Victor and Aaron. That's where Diana, me, and Sarah and Cortez met.
Yes.
What did you think you're getting into? Like, I thought when I got into it, I cannot believe that one decision has changed my life in a way. And we've got a video also, which I'm going to plug now while I'm talking, is Greg Riley and Michael McNair from 5 Dimensions, which are my senseis. They're the ones who actually got me into the shadow and talking about shadow. So really talking about shadow, actually going into the cell where that inner child was and taking him out and saying, listen, you've got to come out and live life now.
Yes.
So what do you say when you joined this group? Amazing. You're talking to someone in Australia now, but where do you think, has it helped you in a way of understanding where your divine purpose in the world, or where you are? Yeah.
Yes. So much. So what I'm working on is you know, creating my niche right now in the online space, like getting more into the online space so I can reach, like you just mentioned, amazing talking to someone from Australia, from Nigeria right now. You know, so to just broaden my reach, and that's what I was focusing on. So joining the group and, you know, picking up and learning, it was confirmation for me. That was the biggest thing that I got from the group is I am doing what I'm supposed to be doing. It was just a huge confirmation for me. That's just what I was saying, because even the tips and things that I got from the group were already things that were coming to me naturally, like through my intuition. They were already coming to me. So when I saw you know, others sharing their own stories and also learning from Aaron and Victor, I was like, yes, I am. That feeling of, yes, I am actually bringing all of me to the world right now. It really helped to solidify that for me.
Sorry, excuse me. I'm going to turn this off. Sorry about that. Yeah, it's a very funny thing like that, where when I joined it, as I said, I wouldn't be thinking about doing a talk show, but as I said, I that got me going with what I do, A Journey of a White Feather, writing out the audio book about, that's my journey through nearly 3-4 years. No, I'd say 3 or 4 years of where I went. Now it's all making sense that these words are healing myself, and obviously getting it out to others to say, look, there's a word, there's a sentence that might just click with someone, you know what I mean? And that's how we're both sort of going into. So tell us a little bit about what I guess, where you see yourself in the world, in the community, in the spirit, I guess the spiritual community, because you look like you're doing a great job over there, and you're sort of taking the world upon yourself to get the word out of this. You know, you can live life. So if you had a client that comes in, do you feel that you are that guide to help them? And do you have that? And do you think this is your purpose, or do you think there's a higher purpose for you as well? This is just a start.
I feel like this really is it.
Okay,
right?
Good. Yep.
Yes, that is a very strong conviction for me, because I went through multiple phases of clearing out confusion.
Yep.
About what was even in the first place, right?
Yep.
And, you know, wording it and actually bringing it into form, I struggled for a long time. And now there's just that thing of, especially when someone comes to me and they have a conversation with me, and they come out of the conversation saying, wow, so many things have been cleared for me today. So many things I'm seeing so many things differently today. Thank you. Before this point, like before maybe let's say, let me say the past 6+ months, 6-7 months, before this point, I have not had that consistency of people, you know, actually getting transformations from what I was trying to, the message I was trying to pass across, and, you know, have them to imbibe. So it's really solidified for me. It's really solidified for me that I am helping people to navigate their emotions, by connecting them, by helping them connect with the source that is already in them, deeper with that.
Fantastic. So, yeah. What about audio? Like, I'm a big into audio books. Cortez and I are mad into audio, but I think Diana's the same. We both we do look at audio books now. Wayne Dyer comes to mind. Peter Levine, to healing the trauma.
I am a big Eckhart Tolle fan.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yes. Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes. So The Power of Now was the most transformational book I read. It was the first spiritual book that I read, right? So that story that he gives in the beginning of the book about, seeing a separate difference between himself, who he really is, and the crazy that was in his mind, I was like, that sounds exactly like me, and from reading that one book, The Power of Now, I've also read A New Earth, and getting connected with him and his videos, his content on YouTube, it has been transformational for me. So I would say him, then Abraham Hicks as well, because I love playing with the law of attraction.
Yep, got him. I
love playing with the law of attraction. It's always I mean, what I've learned is when you have like opposing beliefs, strong opposing beliefs to what you're trying to attract, it's much harder to do that. So I'm able to learn how to, quell my opposing beliefs and replace them. So that's
reprogramming.
I love it because it's a nice party trick.
Excuse me. Sorry. Yeah, it's funny about it. Sorry, yeah. Oh, sorry, I dropped that a little bit. It was Diana who put one out of those out. We're looking at the reprogramming of our old self into our new self. And actually, I always say you're riding a bike because we're all human, and you can't just go right in and out because you're still human. You're affected, so you come out, but we have lessons that come in there. I mean, I've had so many lessons with that, but I need you to jump on Trailblazers of the Universe after we finish here and have a look at Diana's last 3 videos. I think there's one exactly what you've been talking about. Exactly what you've been talking about. And also there's an inner child one with Sarah.
Check that out.
Yeah, definitely. And there's Big Sarah. Big Sarah, she's gonna get me for that. Small Sarah. Small
Sarah, big Sarah.
That's the one. You know it. Oh, she's going to get me for that. Sorry, Sarah. I apologise. Your friend from Australia. But she's got a wonderful inner child meditation too that we did a couple of weeks ago. Wonderful one that I reckon that would be recommended for you. And also, there's another one I'd like you to look at. Karen Kleehammer, a very close friend of mine in Australia. She does actual abundance prayers and universal prayers. Now, I think they might be on there. So what I'll do is I'll put it on our video. But Karen Kleehammer does all the videos for us. So it's something that I can see for you because you look like you're the guiding light down there in your part of town, of the world. Yeah. And I think these would really help you.
Yes, thank you very much for those suggestions. I'll check them out. Thank you.
Yeah, definitely. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Do you use cards as well? Are you a card reader or do you?
I don't use cards professionally. Like I don't use cards with my clients. Although if they make a request for that, that's fine. But I do use cards. I do read cards. Mostly for myself though. I haven't really focused on that for right. But I love tarot. I get readings.
Astrology. Can I throw astrology at you? Can I throw astrology at you? Into that? Yeah, we're all into that. It's just like, as I said, we're all into that kind of stuff. Because I use the Native American healing cards. Obviously, you can tell. Look at the back. Yeah, that's what I'm into. So that's where I resonated. That's that's my main past life. But I use the Native American medicine cards, the animal medicine cards, which are fantastic. So nice. I pulled the Phoenix today. So Phoenix for me is rebirth, reborn, and start of a new journey, which has been great. But what would you say, we're not counselors or anything, but talking about lessons, because I think you're one that would guide people with lessons. Do you feel when someone comes to you I throw this at you. I want to throw this at all the listeners and all, and especially my Life Theories crew who are going to be watching this. What do you think of people who go through a lesson and say, okay, I'll give you an example. When I got angry once at a Shadow Warrior seminar, the internet kept dropping out, right? My sensei goes, you're not angry at the internet. What are you really angry with? Really looking deep. Do you actually do that? I can see you doing that. I've been being an emotional case. I can see you going bang, 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 and making it feel so bloody uncomfortable. Some people feel so bloody uncomfortable with it. But I think you've got the respect of your clients that you can actually go that deep. What do you think about that?
Yes. For me, I believe that everything we feel is telling us something, is teaching us something. Be it negative emotion or positive emotion. Whatever you're going through, it is teaching you something. And until you talk about it and you try to unravel it, you will not get to the bottom of it. So in my own experience, I felt like I just had, anxiety, and I just had depression, and that was it, right? Before my spiritual awakening, before going deep to actually know what was going on. And then I realized that there was also fear of abandonment. There was also PTSD. And, talking about it, even talking about it with myself and with the universe, that was all I had at one point. And it really, really helped me to understand that, wait, all of this is a lesson in self-love, is a lesson in aligning with the universe, with what the universe really wants for me to experience. And because I was following my conditioned thoughts and patterns, I was actually giving into them. That was why I was so miserable. That was the crux of the matter.
You're giving your power away. Would you feel like you're giving your power away?
Exactly.
I do that. You give your power away, and then you basically say,
no,
okay, what's going on here?
Exactly. So it's actually a fundamental thing to do. It's an integral to do. To actually get the emotion behind the emotion, behind the emotion, behind the emotion, and then you have truth, right? It's no longer just an idea, or it's no longer just how do I put this? It's no longer just something that I'm suffering through because of so and so. It is a bigger lesson, and they are able to see that it's a bigger lesson for them to come into alignment with what source is actually trying to create through them. So I definitely, yes.
Now, another question for you. A lot of people do this. Now, I'm gonna give a plug. I gave this to Diana today. Have you seen the Tao, the Tao Te Ching?
Tao Te Ching, yes.
Yeah, I've
not read it already.
Read it.
No, I'm not.
Read it. Trust me. Everything you're talking about is in this thing. Trust me. Go and get a copy of it. My best book I bought. I keep it on me. Even Wayne Dyer says having it in your possession increases your energy. But the other thing I wanted to ask you, which I'm going to plug now, which I think I had a chat with, obviously with the gang, with the super friends over there I've got there. Do you encourage people to write down what they're grateful for?
Sorry, I didn't get that question.
That's all right. Do you get people to note down every day what they're 10 things they're grateful for?
Yes, if I find that, remember I said my approach is very, very hands-on and very highly personalized. So if I find that this person's, part of what they're struggling with is not even seeing, they can't even acknowledge what is good in their life in the moment. They are putting so much energy and so much awareness on the things that are sucking, the things that are just, giving them a hard time. That is an exercise that I highly recommend. Affirmations as well. Affirmations as well. Amazing. So
okay, I'm gonna ask you to do. I'm gonna ask as you're onto this. This is what I did I've done this for 2.5, 3 years. Okay. I got started off with my mate Red Horse, Native American Productions. Go and have a look. He's my healer, and I work for him. He's a Native American healer here. Red Horse, Native American Productions. Big plug for you guys. Asked me to write 10 things I'm grateful for. Now, I did that. I still write. I know I'm grateful for everything. It's fine. But I also wonder the power of writing. And it was Diana that put me onto this. And I'm wondering if you might be able to test the waters with some of your clients. I make a promise to myself. And that's what I wanted to share with my. Well, I was going to share with the Life Theories crew, but I might as well share it with here as well. I write down I will. I'm grateful. Yeah. What about I will? I will honor my body and my health. I will be aware and reach accordingly and reach adequate balance within my life. Another one: embrace emotions, not live in them. So we're writing things down. The power of writing, so we can actually channel that through our aura and through our soul.
Yes.
And it's very funny. We write down what we're grateful for. Now, I'd like you to. This is my suggestion to you because I think this would be a powerful thing for you to do, and obviously our listeners and all our viewers out there. Greg and Michael, thanks, and Red Horse, thanks very much. I learned that back, but they're the ones who pushed because this works. This stuff works. It does. It's powerful.
It does.
So
actually, I have a little spill about that, like a little story about that. So that I've not really used that technique, that I will technique, but scripting. I love scripting as a law of attraction technique.
Yep.
And I am currently in a healthy, committed, balanced relationship, and I scripted it down as something that I wanted in my life. Yeah? We're doing
exactly the same thing.
And then I found it, all of a sudden, I've completely forgotten about it. And everything that was on the list was the qualities that my boyfriend has. And I showed it to him, like, look at this, look at what law of attraction can do. And I used it, as a point of reference. So all of these things, we are energetic spiritual beings. Everybody should know that at this point. And, utilizing these resources or these tools at our disposal is just one of the greatest gifts that we can give ourselves as, the human race. But spreading that awareness, first of all, is the most important thing, because a lot of people don't even know that they can harness these powers. So
absolutely, no, I'm thinking because I was writing down my hero story. Most embarrassing thing for me, which is you know about the hero story, good, because the most embarrassing thing for me in this course that I went through with the Shadow Warrior is, Greg said to me, "What are you good at?" Yeah, when I went From that day forth, I wrote down, yes, I am good at. I wrote down what I am. So now I went from I am to I'm grateful, which I wrote. And I write grateful every day anyway, but I've summed it down. Now I'm writing I will. So the three powerful things where you go from the hero story to say how good you are, going into I am, and then go I am or grateful for into I am into I will. So you got those four sort of things. So now you're focusing on yourself. Go, I will do this. And what you just said with regards to writing down what your part scripting, that's basically writing out what we're right. I want this in my life, but then how good was your vibration and how much attaching the belief?
Yes, actually match it. Exactly. If your manifestations are not coming in, it's not because they're not there, right? That's something that Abraham Hicks has been clear. It is there in your vortex. It's like your vibration isn't rising to match it. So those I will statements, they really will put you deeper into the vibration of actually attracting those things that you are trying to manifest. But I agree with that.
I think also you really have to work on yourself. I've been doing this for a long, long time, but I haven't had the results what I've got now. I've been staggered with results, but I haven't worked on myself. I've been living in victim mode for a long, long time. And you go back into that, and then you get these people coming in, you get your lessons, which are people or situations that come into it. And now that we're in this new era and this new age, and all of us are coming forth, all of us, you, me, Cortez, Diana, Sarah, Joy, all these ones that I've known, they're all coming forward now. We're all coming forward to help.
Yes.
We're leaving people. Have you found, I'll ask you this, have you found you've left a lot of people behind in the last 6 months?
Yes. Oh my God. It feels like a never ending thing, actually. And also showing up differently, like very differently in certain relationships than I used to.
Do you feel that people say you've changed? You go, yeah, I have.
Yes.
Your vibration's up.
Some people, yes. Some people take it, negatively, and others take it positively. And,
I think most people,
it's just what it is.
And I think most people take it negative because you're actually moving away from your vibration is up.
Yeah, and they take it as a personal slight. They take it as a personal slight, like, oh, so I'm not good enough for you to hang out with anymore. Are you trying to say, well, that's your ego? That's the reason.
Bang. Absolutely. And I think, look, I'm an avoider. Look, cancers are avoiders at the best of times. I'm becoming a bit more blunt because I'm quite blunt when it comes down to it. And I think I had a lot of internal anger with regards to not being heard and all those. That's my big thing with not being heard. That's why everyone reckons I'm loud. But now you can look at the thing with regards to that. And also, do you use a technique of going back to when you were happy? It's really, really weird. It's the neuro-linguistic programming, NLP. It's a basic technique, basically channeling your mind into somewhere, into something, into a situation, and bringing that feeling back in. Have you heard of that one?
Well, yeah, but I find that might in certain cases that might actually make the person, when they come back to reality, when they start having thoughts of their present situation again, it's not something that they can ground. So in addition to that, I also teach them how to be at peace with the moment as it is, right? Because that's a trap that can actually happen.
Sorry, that just dropped out. Was it live in the moment, was it?
Yes, because a trap that can actually happen when you get people into that happy place. Yes, they take some lessons from that, but then all these thoughts of, how do I bring that, how do I make that to be my current experience now? So I actually have to focus both on that and help them find peace with the situation now. And in so doing, because it still ties into that law of attraction thingy. When you step deeper into the vibration of peace, surprisingly, the outer situation resolves itself. Surprisingly, it's like a magic, but it's really just the laws of the universe.
You are not wrong. It's a case of
yes.
You're not wrong at all. I think, and also, I think getting into a point where we are basically moving on. We're all moving on to what our vibration, because we've vibrated well. As I said, you'd get on really. Wait till you meet Diana and Sarah and Cortez. Wait till you see the super friends together, and then we might get you back on for another chat. We got with life theories.
Yay!
That'd be awesome. Yeah, no, they'd love to have you on though. Especially, look, we were trying to get a girls chat with Diana and Sarah, and then they invite people on. Says we've got the boys, they've got the girls, and then we come on as the super friends, and we just let fly.
Yes.
So that'd be good. But what I was going on about there was also, what have you written? Can you tell us a little bit about? Are you doing any writing or anything like that? I wasn't sure if I read write. Are you doing any writing?
Yes, I do write pieces. My friends have been bugging me to write a book, but but for now, I really want to focus on building my practice, establishing it in the online space. I feel like that is the thing that is sparking my fire the most at the moment. Although I do write, I do channel messages for people as well. So we'll look at that. We'll look at that in the future, obviously. But for now, I really am focusing on my private practice.
Awesome. And okay, well. Yeah. It's 7. Well, we're going to keep going. We'll go for another 5 or so minutes there, but this has been a wonderful chat. I can't believe I'm talking to someone in Nigeria. I'll be honestly. I'm shaking my head. This is amazing. This is what the internet's all about, really, And as I said, now you want to tell us a little bit more to wind it up, just a little, just about where you're going. Tell us a little bit about, have you with your channels, if you've got a channel, if you've got Facebook, websites, where can they find you?
Yes.
The YouTube's going to be big because you're going to get a copy of this video and stick it on your YouTube and on Facebook.
Yes.
Tell us all about that one, because everyone wants to know. Everyone needs to find that. Guys, when you're listening, follow, subscribe, and put the bell on.
Okay. Yes, so you can find me on YouTube at MIdred Agary. I have an audiogram based channel where people can send in their questions for free, and I answer the questions on my channel, right? That's basically what the channel is for. Then you can also find me on Facebook, my Facebook page, and my personal profile under my name, MIdred Agary. And, you know, I just share spiritual healing and emotional healing content on there. You can join my little community as well, the Clarity Workshop, where, you know, I really just do free counseling, free spiritual counseling on there.
Awesome. For people. We're a wonderful group, honestly. Yes. We are. We've met such wonderful people, and I mean, it's an absolute honor to have you. And it's just like your energy is just amazing. It's just like, you know, I'm a no. Look, let's be honest, I'm a nobody. But at the end of the day, what my and the super friends over here, our goal is to meet so many people and bring this community together, and that's why we started it. And to meet you, and as I said, we freak out. I said, "Court, for you, Batman. Look, I'm talking to someone in Nigeria, and he's going, oh God, holy shit!" But it's we're both mad anyway, and then the others.
I'm so happy we're able to have this conversation. Actually, it's been an amazing conversation.
Oh, look, and this is what it's all about getting people out there. Look, we've got we're going to get all the people together, some sort. Everyone supports each other. All the videos are up on White Warrior Health Journey by White Feather, and the Life Theories videos are up there. And you can also go, if you want to, and for you, now that you're part of our community, please jump on. Christine Chandler, Elizabeth Fields, Brian Hogan. There's a few others there. I can't remember because it's 7:30 and it's not that late, but you know how it goes. But Now, one more thing I wanted to ask you: do you do guided meditations or anything? Are you looking into that sort of thing? So obviously, there's a lot of people who do that these days. And do you do guided meditations? Do you do like you got because a lot. I just wanted to tell people there's a lot of free music, copyright-free music on YouTube that you can actually download and use for your videos. So
I do them on the calls, actually, like live. Right? If I find that it's something that the client actually needs, I will guide you through a meditation on a scheduled session. So, yes, so that's how I incorporate it.
No, that's fantastic, because it looks like basically someone will ring up and you just basically go, here I am, give me your question and I'll guide you. You're just like a pure spiritual guide. You are just a pure spiritual guide. It's, as I said, it's just amazing the skills that everyone's got.
I don't feel one size. I just don't feel one size fits all. You know, the way our faces are different is the way our journeys have been different, right?
Yeah.
The way we've experienced things differently. So I don't believe in the one size fits all kind of thing. So yeah.
That's exactly right.
I just follow whatever source brings through.
That's exactly it. So as I said, I was in massage for 25 years and I did all that sort of stuff, but still on that level. But then all this stuff has come in the last 2 years since I had the spiritual breakdown, awakening, however you want to call it. All this stuff has come in and all these lessons. And now, I don't know, and you're feeling, I guess, too, that we are breaking that old shell. I feel different. I know I do. And I guess it's really bad. And I guess you touched on it, that we don't really resonate with certain people anymore. I mean, people who were close with sort of that's where their vibration is. We've gone that next level.
You know what's funny? We don't take it so personally.
No, we don't at all.
They do.
Oh, and that's running in the ego. I think it's really running in the ego of looking at what people, I guess, are who aren't grounded and live in the physical world. You can live in the physical world, but we still got to live as humans, of course. But we live in the universe as well. And if you keep going the 9-to-5 job, and all get involved in all the, they say 7 deadly sins or whatever you want to call it, it doesn't really work for you. You're not really looking after yourself, are you? Really, we are truly trying to balance ourselves. I'm far from perfect.
Yes.
You'll say the same thing. And people will say, oh, you do this, you do that. But we know ourselves from talking, we are growing as best we can.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And that's the most important, valuable thing that you could actually do. You know? So
Absolutely. Well, on that note, Mildred, you are a legend. I'm still freaking out. I'm talking to someone in Nigeria, such a wonderful soul. And you know what? This picture here, I can see the beautiful white light around you. Have a look at that. You can see it on the picture. You can see the white light. Don't worry about what's happening behind here. But if you want to, Mildred, you want to quickly finish off by telling us where they can find you, just on each of your platforms, please. Yes,
on Facebook, just type my name, MIdred Agary, my Facebook page, all my personal profiles under the same name, MIdred Agary, and on YouTube as well, MIdred Agary. So
okay, so MIdred Agary, you can find her on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Remember, like, subscribe, and share. And obviously, she's going live, so you can send in your questions. So I think we'll have to go from there. But Mildred, thank you so much for your email. We're very blessed. This was meant to happen. This was meant to happen.
Yes,
and thank you so much. And look how happy. Look at the beautiful smile. Thank you so much for joining us on a chat with Jane Cortez, a part of Life Theories. And we'll look forward to seeing you soon. And thank you very much for everyone for tuning in. And make sure you jump on Mildred. We'll talk soon.
All right. Thank you.